Hello, my name is Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse, where we get the 411 on all the latest and greatest things to do in this amazing city, San Diego. From the newest bars and restaurants to the chicest boutiques, to the gyms and the trainers that are getting the people of this city buff 365 days a year, to the place you want to go to get your spa on. I'm exploring it all for you, and of course, having fun along the way. So, come with me while we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. This episode of The Pulse was brought to you by Trilogy Financial Services. For all your financial needs and goals, Windus and her team have got you covered. On today's episode, we start our show in studio with Denise Aaron, Executive Vice President of Five Rings Financial. Denise's passion is educating and empowering women with their finances, and we find out more about her career and her new book. We're then on location for a special two-part segment on world-renowned dog psychologist Cesar Millan. We spent a few hours at his Dog Psychology Center in Santa Clarita, California, talking with him about his new product, the Halo Dog Collar, and much more. We love empowering women and love that Denise Aaron has spent over 23 years doing just that. Denise is a personal finance expert specializing in tax-free retirement and college funding planning, 401k, and also IRA strategies. She is especially passionate about assisting those who have been traditionally underserved by the financial industry, women and middle-class Americans. We talk to her about all she is doing in the community and more. Watch this. I'm so excited about my next guest, Denise Aaron, Executive Vice President and Financial Representative of Five Rings Financial, the Arand agency. I mean, she's got so many titles, I can only say two right now. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you? I'm so glad to see you.
I'm so happy. We were just talking. We've known each other for over 10 years. I think we go back to like 2011 or something like that, 2012.
No, even before that, like it was 2009.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And I've been bugging her to come on the show. I finally got her on here. So we're so honored to have you.
I'm so honored to be here.
I wanted to kind of have you educate the viewers a little bit about your story because you've got like 23 years of experience.
I do. And, I started out in the traditional industry where we're very stock, mutual fund, bond oriented. And then also doing quite a bit of, I also had the flip side of doing the homeowners and the auto and the commercial insurance and the mobile home insurance. And it was a lot. But what I found I loved the most was really helping people with their future. I love showing people how they could retire with dignity and send their kids to college and just planning out their future with them. So as time went on, when 2001 hit, it broke my heart because a lot of people lost a lot of money in the dot-com bubble bust, and I was just heartbroken. But as time went on, I decided to really look into some of the index products that we work with now with Five Rings Financial, and found that there was a way to build a foundational piece of a person's portfolio where they would have the upside potential of the market, no downside risk, and be able to do all those things without ever losing in the stock market.
I love that. Well, and your focus, because you're especially passionate about assisting people who've been underserved, right? So women, middle-class Americans.
Well, women, I think, have been virtually ignored, well, probably invisible to the financial services industry. But I think that women just need a leg up. They need a little bit of help. They need a little bit of education. And we also don't want to learn in a traditional industry. So in 2007, I moved here back to San Diego. I'm a California girl from the start. I was working with Five Rings Financial by then, and I knew a little bit about helping people with their future and building wealth. But I knew three entities. I knew my husband, my brother-in-law, and my dog, and they were all male. And I needed some girlfriends.
Need some estrogen.
Some wine, and I knew a little bit about wealth. So I put together this little mastermind group in a wine bar up in Carlsbad. And we met. We talked about how these entrepreneurs that I had just recently met could retire. And they said, oh, let's do this again next month. And we'll bring friends. I said, well, if you bring friends and let me talk, I'll buy the wine. So Wine, Women, and Wealth was born.
So it started with 4 women in Carlsbad, right? 4 of you.
Yeah.
And then you tell us about the expansion, because it was like 40 cities or something, right?
Right. Actually, we're in 40 states.
40
states. Multiple cities in those states. So Five Rings Financial is a nationwide financial services company. So once I started doing this, I thought this is such an awesome way to educate women. We don't sell anything there. We just talk about money mindset. We do a little networking. We were building community. So I told my girlfriends, my colleagues at Five Rings about it when I went back to our national training camp in December. And I said, this is awesome. They said, we'd like to do it too. So we built a template. We trademarked it. And now there is probably at least one Wine Women in Wealth event every day of the week.
Wow, and drinking wine. I'm sorry, Wine Women in Wealth. Hello, it's perfect. You need this in your life. Okay, so I want to talk about your book, right? Because it kind of goes hand in hand. Tell us about it. Wine Women in Wealth, inspirational stories of women who got their financial act together and how you can too. I love this.
Aren't you so surprised it's called Wine Women in Wealth?
No.
So about 2009, I think, I told the president of our company, Mike Wilk, I told him, I really want to write a book about wine, women, and wealth. He goes, I have your back, go for it, you do it. And then about 2 years ago, I really got serious about it. And I decided that I wanted to be like a Chicken Soup for the Soul book, but only with wine and women and no chicken soup, it's just. And so it's inspirational stories. And so there's about 15 stories in the book about women who really found their way to more financial success through our community and through our education. And it's just so heartwarming and inspirational. I'm totally unbiased, but I love it.
Well, and I really like the part or the chapter, Sandra and Lydia by Monica Wilk. That stood out to me because I know many women that say, oh my God, my husband handles all the finances, right?
Totally.
He takes care of everything. And then they get divorced or he dies.
Yes.
And then they have no idea what to do.
Exactly.
And I think that's a really important point, right? With women and trying to be educated on what their finances are.
Right. Chris was just talking about divorce right now. There's probably, I would say, 4 or 5 stories in the book that really the women were impacted by divorce in one way or another. And right now, you got to make sure you got the money thing right, because especially with COVID and everything going on, our goal is to educate. It's never ever just to sell you something. It's really to educate you first. Then if you raise your hand and say, hey, I want to know more, let's sit down and talk, we do that. But getting educated about your money and where your money is in your relationship is really important.
So what do you want people to take away from the book?
I want them to really be inspired to do something for their own financial health, for their own financial well-being. I really feel like right now, what we need is hope and inspiration around money. And so it'll make you happy. It's a good read about money. Trust me.
You guys got to get it. And we're going to show you where to get it too. We actually have the website up. Well, and since I have you here, can you give a tip on money for us, for the viewers? Is there some kind of tip you could give us? I know you're going to do a budget worksheet for...
I am. And I really hate that word budget.
I know.
Do you hate that word budget? I think
Yes.
everyone hates that word
I'm
budget.
I don't want to be on a budget.
So here's a new word. Here's a new word. Forecast of your fabulous financial future.
Ooh.
Because if you track it, what is it I think that Warren Buffett says? If you don't measure it, you don't track it, you can't do well with it. You can't have success with it. So we do have that budget worksheet. So do keep track of your money. Don't just put your head in the sand, and get started, even with the littlest thing, and save.
I love that. That's easy, you guys. Everyone can do that. Okay, so I want to talk about your charity involvement because you are so involved with Leap to Success. Tell us a little bit about that.
Leap to Success is an organization, 501c3, founded by Dana Bristol Smith, and she wants to empower women who have been through life. So homelessness, addiction, domestic abuse, all those kinds of things. So what we do is we teach a class called Leap to Competence, teach them how to present themselves for interviews. We put them in front of interviewees. We help them with some of the legal issues that they have. We help them get their lives back. And it's magical.
So you're also going to do some promos for us, a little promo code for our viewers.
Yeah.
So we're really, really excited about that. And we'll have all of this up as well. But tell us a little bit about what you're going to do.
I will send you a downloadable budget, and it'll be in an Excel spreadsheet, or you can do a paper budget and fill it all in, but then you have to do the math yourself. So we're going to put that on my website, and we're going to do it on the book website.
Okay.
So it's www.winewomenwealthbook. It's .com.
And I think you're going to do a free half-hour consultation if they mention Pulse SD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. So, and you can do that on the website too. You can put in Pulse SD.
Yep, absolutely.
Or just if you call, that's perfect. Well, we appreciate that for our viewers.
Well, everybody could use a financial tip or two. Sometimes you're just like, why is this happening? Or why is my 401k statement looking like this?
Well, we love it. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so tell people, what's the best way to work with you? Should they call you directly for a consult? Should they go to the website? What's the best way?
You can call me. My phone numbers, I believe you have all my phone numbers, or you can email me. So the first thing is usually to have a consultation. And then the next thing is, we'd love it if you just come to Wine, Women, and Wealth sometime. If you look at Wine, Women, Wealth, California.
Okay.
Those are the events that I host, although
Okay.
there's all kinds of Wine, Women, and Wealth websites or Facebook pages out there. But the Wine, Women, Wealth, California is the one that I host. So just come and join me. In fact, I think we're going to do an outside event.
And go to winewomenwealthbook.com to get your hands on this book, because I'm telling you, you need it. So everybody could use a little bit of help. For more information on Denise and how to get her book, you can go to winewomenwealthbook.com. Remember to mention our promo code PulseSD when you contact Denise for your free budget guide and some more goodies. So when you think about dog psychology and training, you automatically think Cesar Millan. He has over 25 years of experience in educating and training both dog owners and dogs. We were honored to spend some time on his ranch to talk about his life and the new product he's extremely excited about. Check this out. Hey everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci with The Pulse. I am here with the world-renowned Cesar Milan. How are you?
Thank you. I like the name, The Pulse.
Thank you.
You know, the heartbeat, or what is it, the pulse come
We're trying
from?
to put our finger on the pulse.
The finger on the pulse. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
finger on the pulse. So I'm so excited to be here. We're at the Dog Psychology Center.
Correct.
And this is the ranch.
This is the ranch. We're in Santa Clarita, so the weather is kind of hot right now. That's why we got glasses on.
Well, can we talk a little bit about this ranch? Because 43 acres that you have here.
43 acres is to help humans reconnect back to Mother Nature. We were talking earlier about how important it is for humans to reconnect to natural, simple, profound. The people that come to me is money, fame, and power, or people that are educated, or people that, they have jobs and, they mean well, they love dogs, but they don't know dogs. So the whole point of this place is really to help human being reconnect to its instincts, to his spirit or her spirit and her heart.
And you have a lot of animals. There's like sheep herding going on. There's alpacas.
Well, the sheep herding is for the German Shepherds, the Border Collies, the breeds that were meant to do that, and they live in the city now. A Border Collie, a German Shepherd, anything in the herding family comes in, we provide the sheep. The sheep need this kind of exercise. They need somebody to chase them to stay fit, believe it or not. Yeah, so they need to actually practice run away in order for them to stay fit and to stay instinctually, aware of things.
Well, and this seems like the perfect place for your training that you do, right? So can we talk a little bit about the training? I know that you create content, it educates, it really inspires.
Right. Well, this place is not only for people with dogs. Actually, the fact that you live around dogs, you should know dogs. My goal in life is to do better humans, better planet. How I'm going to accomplish that is through education. So if we all humans learn how to connect, communicate, and have a relationship with a dog, we're going to be able to protect our children. You see that? So for me, it's not that you have a dog and there's the reason why you come here. It's just you live around dogs. You know what I mean? So how dogs work, how they connect. Earlier I was saying it's very important that you respect a dog nose, eyes, ears.
Yes.
So once you start understanding how things work, then people who don't have dogs eventually can develop an empathy and compassion. People who are afraid of dogs. There's three kinds of people in this world. It's people who love dogs, people who are afraid of dogs, and people who don't like dogs. So my goal is not only to work with people who love dogs. My goal is to work with all humans so I can change the fear and the dislike.
Okay.
Knowledge will help me achieve that. You understand? So even if you don't have a dog, you still know how to protect your family. That to me is more important, because at the same time, you're gonna know how to in a kind way, communicate with somebody else's dog. So your fear and your dislike about dogs will not be the energy you will be using. You're going to be using calm, confidence, love, and joy. You know what I mean? And that energy is for your family, for yourself, for your home. And then the dog picks up on that and says, oh, that's a very respectful human. Oh, that's a very trustworthy human. Oh, what a lovely human. I wish I could meet him one day. You see what I mean? Without even having a dog. So who you are in the animal world is energy. So I want to change the energy of the world. So the world never blames a dog ever again.
And everybody does the things they're supposed to do the same way, right?
It's agreement. Yeah, nature is perfect because they live one agreement. So if you have a family of elephants, rhinos, and pandas, and different kinds of species, they're gonna agree on safe, peace, love. They're gonna agree on trust, respect, love. Regardless if they're different species, they're going to agree in harmony. They're going to agree in balance. And that's my goal.
Well, and you're so passionate. I mean, you've been doing this for over 25 years, and you started this when you were young.
Yes.
I mean, you had a gift from a young age.
I didn't know I had a gift. I knew I had a desire.
Okay.
I didn't know I was good at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I knew I love it. I knew my grandfather always told me never to work against Mother Nature. I grew up with those principles. I saw my dad just being the most gentle, kindest man to animals. You know, so I those were my role models. And then, of course, when I moved to the city, I started watching TV, and then I watched a TV show called Lassie and Rin Tin Tin. So I thought that every dog in America understood English. So I said, when I get older, I want to go to America and learn from Americans because those dogs are smart. You know what I mean? So not knowing that my dogs in Mexico were extremely smart. You know, and my goats and my sheep and all the animals, the chickens and the rabbits, we have the same connection. That's why right now in the Dog Psychology Center, we don't just have dogs. It's pretty much I went back to my childhood because I want people to see the connection with nature is not just with one specific species.
Right.
You know, so when we say a man best friend is a dog, actually any Mother Nature, you know, that you want to give trust, respect, and love, you can accomplish the same thing because they believe in the same thing. Right? So animals believe in honesty, integrity, loyalty. So as long as you're able to connect, communicate, and have a relationship, you can call a cat man best friend. You can call a mouse man best friend. You can call a kangaroo man best friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't call a man best friend yet. The only species that you can't call man best friend is his own kind.
Exactly. Stay with us because after this commercial break, we're back with more of our interview with Cesar Milan.
My grandparents founded Rumbauer Vineyards in 1980, and we'll be celebrating our 40th anniversary. And I'm the oldest of the third generation, so we're still family owned and operated and very proud of it.
Here at Rumbauer, we're dedicated to making delicious wines that people find irresistible.
So many people, Rumbauer are the first wines I'll ever have, and it becomes the only wine they ever drink. The pressure on us to get that right every year is a lot, but when we get it right and you see the smile on that customer's face and the joy it brings them, that's the most rewarding part, and that's what I love.
We have a real love and passion for the wine business, and it's a great privilege and honor to share it with our customers.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Here is more of our interview with Cesar Milan at his Dog Psychology Center. Check this out. So I'm so excited today. We're going to talk about the Halo.
Halo, yes.
New product for you.
New product, yes.
Your co-founder.
Yes, and inventor also.
And inventor.
I always talk about energy. Your energy is your halo, right? The formulas, the rituals, and the symbols you use at home or in your life is your halo. Your beliefs are a halo. The love you project and how big it is your halo, right? So if you love yourself 20%, that's as far as you're gonna go. And so because I know that people want to have what they call freedom, which is taking a dog anywhere in the world because they want to enjoy that relationship with a dog, I said, well, we have to make sure that we provide a technology because people are always on their phones and their iPhones where they can actually program through their phone into their color rules, boundaries, limitations, where the human can also practice follow, play, explore. So if you want to walk and then you press a button and the color will give you that boundary and the dog will go into 3 feet away from a human. So once the dog realizes that the dog can go 3 feet away, his brain automatically goes into follow. So when you go to the beach, I want my dog to be in a play explorer state. So then you make your halo bigger.
Oh.
You see what I mean?
How big can you make the halo?
Well, you don't want it too far, but it's pretty far.
Okay.
I mean, you can go really far because you can use GPS. The thing is, you want to be able to see your dog, so 100 feet is plenty.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I would suggest for people, if you're at the beach, 50 feet is enough. You know what I mean? You don't want
Right.
you don't want the dog to go too far away, and you want the dog to stay within your halo, where you can be sitting down on the beach, laying down, and your dog can be in a play explore state.
Okay.
So in the beach, you don't want a super hyperactive dog running around, you know, because people bring food to the beach.
Right.
You know what I mean? People bring toys to the beach, and they don't want your dog to participate in their games. So you also have to understand that you have to be respectful, even though it's a place where people practice, play, and explore. But we're respectful to each other. But most people can't bring their dogs to the beach.
Right.
You see what I mean? So why? Why millions of dogs in America, and America can experience America? Because America doesn't know how to put rules, boundaries, and limitations in different environments. So if a dog understands rules, boundaries, and limitations, that what people are going to say, that's a well-behaved dog. So Halo is going to be able to help you, especially when you're not paying attention, right? Because it's
Right.
technology doing the work that you should be doing, but technology never goes to sleep.
Well, and I think the safety component too, right?
Yeah.
Because 10 million dogs are lost
Oh, well.
each year or something like
Well.
that's crazy.
The question is, why would a dog run away? Why a dog that has a home runs away?
Right.
Street dogs don't run away. They don't. You know what I mean? So I'm from Mexico again, and I grew up around a system of street dogs. And those dogs go home, but they go away from home to find food and water. They get tired, but the dogs that run away from people's home, they're not working for food, water, and they're constantly 23 hours inside the house.
So they're bored.
So they're bored and frustrated. Yes, they have a home, but they don't have a lifestyle. So the whole point of Halo is for you to give your dog the lifestyle. And of course, people have developed lack of knowledge and fear and anxieties and all that. So what about if? What about if?
Right.
Well, don't worry about it. Follow the instructions, follow the steps. I've been doing this for 50 something years already. So the only thing you have to do is why Cesar wants me to do nose, eyes, ears. Why Cesar wants me to do exercise, discipline, affection. Why rules, boundaries, limitations. Why calm, confident, love, and joy. I need you to understand that first. So all of that is in the instruction manual.
Okay.
Okay? And then once you understand that, once you apply the color and program it, that's all you gotta do. Literally, just program it. And the color will do the rest.
Okay.
But you have to do the preparation, like when you bring a color for the first time.
So that's the 21-day program that you.
Yes, because the reality is most people have a bad habit of do ears, eyes, nose.
Okay.
It takes 21 days to develop a healthy habit, or a non-healthy habit too. Because even people who have bad habits, they did it for 21 days first.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, good
And
habits,
then they
bad
made an
habits.
unhealthy habit.
That's right.
So I love it because it's the smart fence, the expert training from you, the real-time activity tracking, and then the best-in-breed GPS. So there's nothing like this
No.
out there. And you can take it with you, whereas like an electric fence, people are like, well, what's the difference? They're totally different because you can't take that with you.
You use this for a period of time, and then it becomes the way Mother Nature does it.
So at some point you don't need it
No,
anymore.
it's important you need it. That's right. You have freedom, you have trust, you have understanding, you have repetitions, you are connected, right? So everything that I invent, everything that I create is for you to connect yourself to your highest self. It's a mutual understanding of how to be with each other and how to help each other, you know what I mean, and how to grow all together, which is life. I mean, it's just the ideal. So for me, the Halo part is just for us to reconnect back to our natural, simple, profound, and at one point just utilize our own energy, our own instincts, our own spirit, our own heart to be connected, like any relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to be connected to a woman in a spiritual, instinctual, emotional way, not just intellectual. And with my dogs, that's what I have. With my dogs, with my emos, with everything else, with the land, that's what I have. You know, so that for me, that's the Halo. That's la bendición, como dice mi madre. You know, this is my blessings. That's the Halo. So knowledge and prayers and love is your own Halo.
Well, and I was bugging you for tips with my German Shepherds
Yeah.
earlier, but before we got on camera. So you're such an expert. Can you give our viewers a tip, something they could do today, maybe to make a difference
Absolutely.
with their
Just
animal?
increase the distance on the walk. And if you can increase the distance on the walk, get a backpack for your dog. So that way your dog has a job. The bad behavior doesn't come from the heart. The bad behavior comes from the lack of the body being challenged and the lack of the mind being challenged. So frustration or boredom. See it? So a simple long walk with a backpack on, it gives a dog the ability to do something for you, to go to as far as you want to go. You don't want the dog to know how far you're going to go. You understand? Then there's,
Right.
how far are we going? Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go. They just go. You know what I mean? And then the dog finds the joy.
They're fulfilled.
That's right. It's like when birds are flying, they don't just fly. I don't have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, trying to get somewhere. So help
So
the
they
dog.
need a purpose.
That's right.
That's
That's pretty much it.
Bella, you're getting a purpose when I get
That's
home.
it. Listen, please. The only thing a dog needs is just a long walk with a purpose. So if you don't have it, just put a backpack on it.
Okay, so I have to get an exclusive from you because I heard about a new show. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about it on Nat Geo, right?
Well, you know, I haven't done TV in a while, and I was really taking my time to go back and really like, what is it that I want to show for people now? Because everybody knows I train humans, but they never actually see me train a human in depth. You know, so now people are going to be able to come and stay here at the ranch. You know, like a retreat.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to be able to wake them up in the morning and give them what we do.
Wow.
So this is what we do here at the DPC at 5 a.m. And this is what we want to help you achieve. This is how we're going to get your calm energy, your confident energy, your love energy, you know, your joy energy. This is how we're going to structure. It's like West Point, you know. We're going to make you a Navy SEAL for dogs, you know what I mean? Like we're going to make you connect. We're going to connect your chakras. We're going to connect your heart, your spirit, and your instincts at the same time, so you can be effective at home with your dog, with your spouse, with your family, whoever. I want you to bring this energy everywhere.
Okay.
This is about connection to who you are, to the land, to the family, and anyone that is around. You know, so that makes you a better human.
So you're breaking the bad habits.
I want to change the world. I want to change the world. You know, I wanted to be the best doctor in the world when I came to America. So now it's like, I want to change the world because I've seen the world already. So the new show is about really bringing the best out of the human. That's just my goal in life. It's just, I really want to change the world.
And that's called Cesar's Way, and you guys are casting right now for that,
Yes.
right?
So if you have a dog problem, better to say, if your dog has a human problem, you're in.
You're in. I need to get into this show somehow with my dogs. Well, I just want to thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you.
This has been
Thank
amazing.
You. Thank you for coming from San Diego, all of you, and enjoying our weather in Santa Clarita.
It's only 104
It's only
today.
But thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to people and tell them what the Halo is all about and what is it going to do, and how many lives are going to change, and besides, you know, how many dogs are going to get lost. We're going to stop that. But just know why they get lost is more important, because you can do something right now.
Yes.
While you're getting your Halo, it's like, okay, I got to increase the exercise.
Well, and I had major withdrawal without seeing you on TV, so I'm super excited to see you back.
Thank you. And all the grandmas, I'm back.
He's back. All right, guys, we're going to create our own Halos right now.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you next time when we
Thank
put our
you.
finger on the pulse of San Diego. Thanks, guys. For more information on the Halo Collar and how to get it, you can go to halocollar.com. For more of these stories, you can go to the website, thepulsesd.com. Also, make sure that you're following us on social media at thepulsesd for all the behind-the-scenes fun. That's going to do it for today's episode. We'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego.